Asia, what was all of that you had to say about the white players, huh? Asia, how you like those apples? You had a lot to say about, oh, you go harder at the white players. That's just an unspoken rule. You got to go at the white players. How?
Sophie Cunningham arrived in Las Vegas on Friday, stepped into the spotlight as a UFC ring girl on Saturday, and by Sunday night, she lit up the Las Vegas Aces with 20 points off the bench on their home court. It wasn't just the 20 points either. She went 7 for 9 from the field, knocking down 6 of her 7 three-point attempts.
109-75, Sophie Cunningham, 23 minutes, 20 points, 7 of 9 from the field, 6 of 7 from three-point range. She shot the lights.
That wasn't simply a great shooting performance. It was something far more special. It was the kind of night where every shot she released looked destined to fall through the net. While Las Vegas was expected to belong to Aya Wilson, Sophie Cunningham stole the spotlight all weekend long. Today, we're taking a closer look at everything that unfolded, from the Adidas shoe deal and the unexpected UFC appearance to the dominant 34-point win, and why this may have been the most unforgettable week of Sophie Cunningham's career.
Bomber absolutely lit it up from 3. Sophie Cunningham, if there's anybody that knows how to win in Vegas, it's Sophie Cunningham, bro. Most people are defeated by Las Vegas festivities. Sophie Cunningham was out partying at Dre's Beach Club. They had free bottle service. They had bottle service. Sophie Cunningham went to the UFC fight, became a ring card girl. Then she showed up to the game and proceeded to hit 7 of 9 from the floor and 6 out of 7 threes for 20 points off the bench. I mean, damn, Sophie. Damn, Sophie. How did you do it like that? Sophie Cunningham absolutely took over Las Vegas. She destroyed it.
Before Sophie Cunningham even stepped onto the court, she had already taken over the internet. On July 9th and 10th, Adidas officially unveiled the Crazy Energy Sophie Cunningham P, her very first signature basketball shoe, scheduled to launch on July 24th for $120. A player coming off the bench, now, had a shoe carrying her own name. 6 seasons into her WNBA journey, it marked a remarkable milestone. Early in her career, she reportedly wore $45 Adidas sneakers she purchased herself because she hadn't secured a major endorsement deal. Now, Adidas is releasing a performance basketball shoe with her name on it for fans everywhere.
Sophie Cunningham, the blonde bomber, is coming out with shoes. These are so dope. These are her PE colorways coming out with Adidas. Oh my God, Sophie Cunningham, man, just keeps getting better and better by the day, man. I hope these are for men as well, man, because I would like to cop these, man. These are hella dope.
The response across social media was instant. Many fans viewed it as long overdue recognition for one of the WNBA's most entertaining personalities. Others, particularly supporters of Aya Wilson, found it much harder to embrace. Wilson already has her Nike signature shoe, the Aone, along with a reported 6-year Nike extension that ESPN described as one of the biggest shoe deals ever awarded to a women's basketball player. With 3 WNBA MVP awards, Wilson has long been the league's standard. Now Sophie Cunningham, the energetic fan favorite known for her signature celebrations, fearless attitude, and millions of weekly impressions on social media, also has a signature shoe. It didn't take long for fans on both sides to start comparing what that meant. :
Did you hire Sophie Cunningham as a ring card girl?
Why did I do it?
When did you hire her?
About 8 minutes before she did it. I love Sophie Cunningham. We've created a relationship, and she was here tonight. And when she walked in, she goes, "Oh, I want to walk around that." I said, "Then you're going to walk around it." Yeah.
Then Saturday night arrived with UFC 329 in Las Vegas, and Sophie Cunningham found herself inside the octagon as a surprise ring girl. It wasn't scheduled or rehearsed. Dana White later told reporters he made the decision only about 8 minutes before she walked out. Just minutes earlier, she had been backstage, and suddenly she was standing in front of a packed UFC crowd, barefoot. She slipped off her shoes at ringside and confidently walked around the octagon as if she had done it for years. The fans loved every second of it, and social media exploded, with video clips spreading everywhere before the What made the whole appearance even more amusing was that the fight she introduced lasted less than a minute. St. Denis was submitted and quickly choked unconscious, bringing the bout to an immediate end. Sophie Cunningham stepped into the octagon, completed a single lap, and her ring girl duties were already over. It was about as brief an appearance as anyone could have imagined, yet it still became one of the most talked about sports moments of the entire weekend. That's the Sophie Cunningham effect. She doesn't need much time to make a lasting impression.
When did you find out about last night's opportunity to do what you did?
Literally like 5 minutes before. So me and Dana have kind of become friends, and he's an amazing dude, and UFC is awesome. And so went to my first live fight last night, which was so cool. The main fight was a little, but the whole experience overall was wonderful. And Dana came over to say what's up, and I was like, hey, if you need a ring girl, let me know. And he's like, all right, like, first round for the Patty fight, like, that's you. I was like, yeah. He's like, no, seriously. And I was like, oh, God. It was so much fun, though. Like, it was just a great environment.
After Sunday's game, Cunningham spoke about the experience and couldn't have seemed more relaxed. She explained that she was the one who approached Dana White and asked if she could be a ring girl. True to his style, Dana White agreed with only 8 minutes left before she walked out. She didn't overanalyze the decision or worry about how it might look on the eve of a WNBA game. She simply embraced the opportunity. That fearless attitude and comfort with the unexpected are exactly why so many fans connect with her. She's not trying to fit a carefully crafted image. She's simply herself every single day. Meanwhile, the Las Vegas Aces entered Sunday believing they had every advantage. They had home court, 3-time MVP Aya Wilson, and a fever team coming off a road trip with a bench player who had spent the previous evening at a UFC event. From Las Vegas' perspective, everything pointed toward a favorable matchup. On paper, the odds seemed to be in their favor. But once the game tipped off, that story quickly changed.
Going the fuck off. 7 for 9 from the field, 6 for 7 from the three-point line, a plus 30. The Indiana Fever bench absolutely tormented the Las Vegas Aces bench. Ty Harris, Michaela Timpson put in work as well. Take a look at some of these highlights. You got Caitlin Clark. Boom. Utilizing the step back. Give me that. Put a brakes on. Step back. Splash right on Chelsea.
The Fever came out firing, scoring 31 points in the opening quarter alone. They played with confidence, precision, and relentless energy. Off the bench, Sophie Cunningham continued doing what she has done so well this season, knocking down shots. She finished an outstanding 7 of 9 from the field, including an incredible 6 of 7 from beyond the arc, 6 3-pointers on just 7 attempts, all after spending the previous night at a UFC event less than 24 hours before tip-off. Aaliyah Boston added 19 points and 11 rebounds, while the entire lineup made valuable contributions. Still, Cunningham's stat line, 20 points on 7 of 9 shooting, 6 of 7 from 3, in only 23 minutes off the bench, became the biggest talking point after the final buzzer. The combination of her remarkable efficiency, the unusual circumstances, and her surprise UFC appearance the night before made the performance even more memorable.
Defensively, the job was done on A'ja Wilson. Yeah, A'ja had 20 and 12. She shot 9 of 23. The girl shot 23% from the floor. And you know why A'ja Wilson didn't play so good? She only shot 2 free throws. I told y'all, when A'ja Wilson is used to shooting 13 free throws a game, when you don't give her a bunch of free throws, it don't look that great. It don't look that great. She used to shooting all these damn free throws. She shot 2 free throws today. That's why she looked like that. Anytime the refs don't bail her out and give her a million free throws, she looks like we are ordinary people. She looked like ordinary people.
On the other side, Aya Wilson finished the game with 20 points and 12 rebounds. At first glance, those numbers seem like a strong performance. But a closer look at the box score tells a different story. Wilson made just 9 of her 23 field goal attempts, shooting only 39%, well below her usual efficiency this season. She also reached the free throw line only twice, an unusually low number for a player of her caliber. The Aces didn't get enough production from the rest of the roster either. Chelsea Gray contributed 15 points, but it wasn't nearly enough to overcome a 34-point defeat. So while Wilson recorded respectable counting stats, she struggled with efficiency, had limited trips to the foul line, and watched her team fall by a massive margin. Meanwhile, on the opposite bench, Sophie Cunningham, the player who had spent Saturday night walking barefoot around a UFC octagon, drained 6 of her 7 three-point attempts. The difference between the two performances was impossible to ignore.
Sophie Cunningham doing Sophie Cunningham things. She is on a heater. The most efficient, consistent three-point shooter in the game right now. I know she's not leading the league in three-point percentage or anything like that, but coming off the bench, Sophie Cunningham has to be the best three-point shooter in the league when it comes to coming off the bench. And over the last month, she has been incredibly consistent. You know what I mean? Sophie Cunningham has been incredibly consistent for the Indiana Fever. Boom to Ty Harris. Ty Harris looking around, surveying. Gives it to AB. Look at that. AB realizes Sophie Cunningham, A'ja Wilson sags off on her. Bree Turner sags off on her. Easy money for Sophie Cunningham. Splash.
The internet responded the way it often does when a story seems to unfold perfectly on its own. Fans began saying that Sophie Cunningham had packed more headline-making moments into 1 week than most players experience in an entire season. Within just a few days, she unveiled her signature shoe, made a surprise appearance as a UFC ring girl, and helped lead a dominant win over Las Vegas. One of the most widely shared posts on X claimed that Cunningham had a level of star power and attention that A'ja Wilson couldn't match. The post quickly went viral, with Wilson supporters strongly disagreeing, while Cunningham's fans enthusiastically backed the claim. The discussion continued throughout Monday. But conversations about aura are different. They're less about statistics and more about visibility, personality, and who dominates the spotlight even when no game is being played. And during the summer of 2026, Sophie Cunningham has
Sophie, you were on fire today, obviously. When did you feel like you had it going and sustaining the whole game can be hard?
No, I think that's what it is to be a pro, is just to stay ready. When you have megastars on your team, you know they're going to get the majority of the shots, as they should. And so as others, we just got to be prepared to knock it down when we...
After the game, Cunningham spoke about the victory the same way she approaches most things, calmly, honestly, and without trying to make it seem bigger than it was. She wasn't standing at the podium trying to prove a point or send a message. She simply said the shots were falling, the team played well, and her teammates deserved plenty of the credit. That humble response made the performance stand out even more to those watching, because her play on the court had already done all the talking. She may not always be the biggest star, but she's becoming one of the players who most changes the way opponents feel about facing Indiana. Whenever she's on the floor, the team's energy seems to rise. And when she's coming off the bench to hit 6 three-pointers less than a day after serving as a UFC ring girl, it becomes much harder to view the Fever as an easy opponent. She doesn't just help her team win, she changes the entire feel of